Hello, 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 and welcome to another Taking a Look At, where today we will be taking a dive into the mind of a crazy Australian man who, despite looking a fair bit like the missing link, doesn't believe in it. Yeah,
Joke never gets old, does it?
No, it doesn't. With me today I have Rhetoric&Discourse.
Yo.
I have PurpleDan.
How's it?
And we have ChocolateHat.
Good night, mate.
We were supposed to also have Smelly, but I'm not sure where he is. He has the link, so if he figures it out, he will come.
He's down at the Jack Shack, throwing another
And
cone.
I need to click on myself. There we go, so it doesn't switch around. Yeah, so, shall we, gentlemen?
Well, there's already been so many good things that have just like gone by and that auto-scrolling thing.
It's...
So many good things.
Okay, I think we should just, we should start out with the one positive thing about this site. It does look quite a lot better than most of the other sites we've seen.
Yeah, no, they are pretty professional in there.
Yeah,
They sort of kind of funded a fucking arc built out of wood that's true to life scale, apparently.
Well, yeah, okay.
If they could afford that, I mean, they could at least afford a decent website. So they did, well, sort of a decent job, I guess.
If you can build a building that looks like a boat, yeah, I guess you can probably also build a website.
I like how you emphasize a building that looks like a boat because it's not a fucking
what
boat.
It is.
It is exactly what it is.
It's a concrete structure with wood on the outside.
Yeah.
So it's not actually an arc,
that's come on, that just shows you like
the backside
cannot actually.
Yeah,
it doesn't fucking work, but I mean, here it is because
it's a primitive 900 man built an arc out of wood, but we can't actually do that, so we're going to build a fake arc with concrete in it. That's
it's made
convincing.
It's made with modern technology, and it took them a lot more time than it did Noah.
Well, let's face it, modern technology is nowhere near as good as lost technologies. We all know that.
Forgetting that, in those days they were giants.
Yeah,
it's true. One giant could have hoped to build that.
Didn't I just fuck that line up? Wasn't it? They were giants in those days. That's the actual line, right?
Yeah. We get it. But guys, you can subscribe to the newsletter and you can get Ken Ham daily. Who doesn't want that?
Actually, I think I do have that. I think I actually subscribe to that.
Are you like a masochist?
I am. It's hilarious.
Why do you think he's here?
Yeah, I show up every other week. Deal with this.
Not what I meant to click on. There we go.
So where are we going to start today?
Yeah, I say we start with the mission statement.
That's a good point. I mean, see what...
No. With the statement of faith.
Make up your mind.
Oh, that's always fun.
No, history.
Statement of faith. We probably won't read all of it, but just some...
I mean, we have to read the number one statement. It means on top, so it's probably the most important one, I guess.
You would assume.
You would assume.
But I mean, this is craziness. This is Ken Ham we're talking about. Like, making those kind of assumptions.
I know it's a stretch, but what can you do?
Okay, who want to read the introduction to the statement of faith?
I'm pretty sure it's customary that the host reads the first.
Fair enough.
We have customs. Right.
No, we do now. Remember, we all believe in evolution and that it's a religion. So.
Oh yeah, it's customary to believe in evolution.
In order to
not only believe in evolution,
I'm trying to
customary.
read. How rude.
We come from nothing. What?
I'm trying to read. How rude.
No, yeah.
We never interrupt each other. In order to preserve the function and integrity of the ministry in its mission to proclaim the absolute truth and authority of Scripture with a capital S, and to provide a biblical role model, to our employees, so that they have like one person who is the biblical role model that they provide. Like you get to bring him home. Well, how does this work? And to the church, the community, and society at large. Society at large. It's a society that escaped. It is imperative, yeah, that all persons. I think the word you're looking for is people.
No, it's a full way of writing it.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always figured that the plural person was people.
It is.
Yeah.
Employed. You could just say employees instead of persons employed. By the ministry. It's
just an overformal way of writing.
Yeah. By the ministry in any capacity, or who serve as volunteer, or who serve as volunteers, should abide by and agree to our statement of faith. To include the statement on marriage and sexuality, and to conduct themselves accordingly.
Yeah, none of you better be having sex outside of marriage.
Obey.
That has got to be an
especially
awkward question
when it comes
to ask. At like an interview, like, hey, you're not married yet. Are you two banging? Because if you are, then we can't hire you.
Which is kind of illegal.
Going for a shock pence.
Yeah, well, not anymore. Trump's all for letting churches do whatever they want.
I just shat myself when I read that, Mike. If you like cocking for a shock pence, it was just beautiful. I don't know why it made me think of this, but yeah, probably all sexuality, marriage thing. Basically, marriage. You have a dick goes into vagina. Anything else is abomination and is punishable by death and
no, it's not
eternal hell.
It's not just that. Like, you can put your dick into a vagina the wrong way.
Wait, what?
Yeah, some places will actually have you. Yeah, you can do it the wrong way.
Fuck yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, you've got to be in a certain position. According to Catholic doctrine, you've got to be completely naked, and it has to be for procreation.
For procreation only.
Wait, you have to be completely naked. What if it's cold?
That's a Catholic doctrine. I'm not sure if AIG share that bit. Maybe we should ask them. It's like, hey, when I have sex with my wife, do I have to be naked or can I have a t-shirt on?
That would actually be such a... I mean, just imagine going to your pastor or whatever and ask him, listen, I have a wife. We want to make children. How do we go about the fucking? Can you please explain that? How should we do the putting dick in the vagina until? Please explain that. And if you would like to demonstrate that with the Mrs. Pastor, I mean, you can do that as well.
Well, there's who was it?
I'm imagining
Mormons. I think Mormons do that.
Well, they also have magic underwear.
No, I think it's Mormons. I have to look this up, and I might be talking out of my ass. But there's one. I think it's Mormons to do this, where like the congregation, the priest or whatever of the congregation gets his pick of the women in the congregation to fuck for himself, I guess, and the husband has to be in the room holding her hand while he does this.
I don't think that's Mormonism.
No, Mormons do crazy shit. Now I have to look this up.
Mormons do crazy shit.
Yeah.
So, can you repeat that again, please? So he can allow what?
Yeah, he can pick any lady, any of the married ladies in the congregation.
Yeah.
The
Does it have to be married?
Has to be married because you can't have something to. Yeah, it has to be married because I think you need the husband's permission, right?
Jesus Christ.
You can't pick a virgin without being married, obviously.
Yeah. And then, yeah, and the husband has to be in the room and holding their hand while they're doing it.
So who filmed?
I don't know.
Anyways, I think we're going far off track, and we need someone to read section 1.
Section 1.
Okay.
Section 1. Fight.
I might as well read it. The scientific aspects of creation are important, but are secondary in importance to the to the proclamation of the gospel of Jesus Christ as sovereign, creator, redeemer, and judge. So I mean, science, but actually fuck science, because we could read the second part as well.
No, it's even more than that. It's fuck science because it's creation science.
Yeah, okay.
But then even more fuck science, just in another way. Yeah. Like even fuck, even like it's not just fuck science. It's fuck the fucking of science.
There's quite a lot of fucks exchanged here, and
fuck.
Fucks given, perhaps.
Actually, quite a few, to be honest. I'm going to read the next one as well. The doctrines of creator and creation cannot ultimately be divorced from the gospel of Jesus Christ.
This is like that slimy bit that Ken Ham does, where because he pretty much wants to say that the only kind of science that he wants are the ones that don't disagree with what he already believes, so that he can still have computers, but be able to deny like cosmology and evolution.
Yeah.
Like, fucking slimy bastard.
Physics. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I don't believe in cosmology, which involves particle physics and quantum field theory, but I do want computers, which obviously don't involve those technologies whatsoever.
Yeah, it's not like all the constants that we use to observe the universe have anything to do with what goes on inside a computer at all.
Yeah.
It's not like it. Remember, Ken Han wears glasses, which sort of questions God's perfect creation. But it also, that's optics. It's the same technology, the same equations as it's used in telescopes.
Yep. But telescopes... Yeah.
But I mean, it even goes further than that, though, because the way that the computer operates, the way that they use on a mobile phone, for example, you employ something called quantum tunneling on a touch screen, or just the way that the circuits are made and the
actually. Sorry to interrupt you there, but quantum tunneling is essential in any IC integrated circuit. I mean, it's essential for the functioning of semiconductors. So, yes. I mean...
Yeah. So the entire basis of a computer is basically the same technology, which derives from which we derive cosmology, because the closer you get to the Big Bang, the more you're relying on. Well, this is it's kind of a like pre the cosmic background.
Something quantum mechanics.
Yeah, because when you get to that period of just like 300,000 years after the Big Bang, everything is on the quantum level. Everything's to do with particles.
Everything is quantum.
And that's the same. Well, yeah, but that's the same technology. That's the same science which defines our understanding of that period of the universe that makes computers work. And Ken Ham knows this, but doesn't at the same time.
Remember,
position of state.
Remember, to Ken, computers are God's magic. Every time you push a button.
Can someone help me here?
Oh,
There's a famous person who said any sufficient in advanced technology.
Mark Twain.
It's probably not Mark Twain, is it?
It is Mark Twain.
Are you serious?
I know.
Isn't
I
any
know
quote? Isn't any quote attributed to Mark Twain ever?
Yeah.
I know what quote you mean, but
Yeah,
I
it's
can't remember who said it.
But
I know it was on the Quantum Man's side.
There's just one little odd thing I can remember when we did cosmology in geology in university is when I really looked into the first span of time after the Big Bang. I can remember when I was little in school and all that, when you learn about Big Bang, you just picture this massive explosion and flash. But there is no flash or anything, because none of those particles to create light even existed after quite some sufficient time after the Big Bang, if I'm not mistaken. So in reality, you wouldn't actually see it. Right?
According to the chat, it's
it's a smelly.
we have a smelly. Also, according to the chat, it's Arthur C. Clarke.
Yeah, I got it wrong.
Who said it?
Arthur C. Clarke. There we go. That's familiar with that. Thanks.
Hello, Smelly.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I'm driving. Isn't that safe?
Yay!
That's very.
That explains why you're so low.
Being irresponsible.
Can we just boost his volume?
I don't have that app. For some reason, that part of the Hangout isn't here.
Oh,
What?
fuck.
Yeah, didn't they get rid of the tools?
Yeah.
The toolbox?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you, Google.
Well, that's okay, because
Wait.
it's not YouTube,
How did you add
it's
that?
fucking Google.
Yeah, it's there. I see it.
I can't see it.
I just need. If you make me moderator, I can do it. But you have to make me moderator.
Well, see, he's
How
a
the
cat.
fuck- how
He's
the
a
fuck
cat,
do I
and all he
do
wants
that?
to do is lick his paws.
Click on me and.
No, I'm
Not
a
smells like
little
He-Man.
arrow.
Excuse me,
Smell my
anybody
feet,
else
man.
on the road?
Oh, there he is.
Have any tooth floss? Do you have any floss?
I can't I can't do any of this.
All right. Well, we'll have to deal with it.
I don't know what to do.
Smelly, are you
He's
okay?
like a little troll in the background.
I've
Just-
been
just-
possessed by the spirit of a homosexual carny that was playing backgammon last night.
That's
Oh, great. Perfect. We're doing Ken Ham's AIG. So that'll
Yeah,
go
I
down
know.
first.
I was saying ridiculous
Smelly?
things, hoping that you still couldn't hear me.
Smelly, I love you, man. I fucking love you.
Sometimes I just say things.
This guy's
Last
fucking brilliant.
Dude, last night I had like a total Bill Burr moment because I said something that pissed a lot of people off, and I didn't quite understand why. And this lady was trying to explain it to me. I felt really dumb because I didn't know why she was so pissed.
But what did you say though? That's where we're all dying to hear.
Okay, so it was like a potluck dinner between friends, and I didn't know anybody there. Like I went with somebody.
Oh.
Yeah, I just showed up at someone's house. That's what no,
Brilliant.
No, I went with this girl, and so we're there, and I'm not eating anything because I don't like eating food that I don't know how it was prepared.
Fair enough.
Because I worked in a kitchen, and I know how cooks act. So I was like, I just didn't want to eat any of it, and none of it smelled good or looked good. So I vocalized that. Someone asked me, "Oh, why aren't you eating?" And I was like, "I can't." I was like, I can't eat any of this." And she looked at me all funny, and I was like, "What? I can't." I was like, unless it comes in like a package, I'm not okay with that. I don't know if your balls rubbed all over these biscuits. I have no fucking clue.
Dude, I've met people like you before.
This is the best fucking tag ever.
It's different if I know your personality. Like, if I know your personality a little bit, then I'm okay.
Or not okay, depending on the personality.
That's brilliant. That's probably the most funniest thing I've heard all week. That is just brilliant.
Yeah, it was incredibly awkward for everybody else.
They probably were. When you were gone.
Don't ask me if you don't want the answer, is what I'm trying to get across.
They're probably
well, the answers we want are the answers in Genesis. See what
It's funny because we're on the side that is answers in Genesis. It's so funny.
What a segue. What a segue.
I think a third person needs to pedantically explain that.
Yeah, please. We need another person to explain it. Because
otherwise, especially slow people in the audience won't get it.
Oh yeah, because there's so many of them.
Yeah, the other day.
Slow people, that is.
The other day,
we have one. He's called Johnny, and I think we should respect him. Just because he was born. Yes.
The other day at work, there was like a little meeting thing,
Don't name it. Oh, you named it.
Jesus. So there's a guy just said he's gonna tell a joke, and he says, "What smells like red paint, but isn't red?"
Blue paint?
Yeah, blue paint. That's the joke.
Get it? Because all paints smell the same.
And exactly. And
you found that way funnier.
A few people like sort of fake laughed, and I looked at this lady next to me. I was like, "You see, that's funny because red paint smells like paint, and blue paint is paint, so it also smells like paint."
Well,
but I said it in such an ironic way. She just looked at me like, "What?"
You must be a hoot and party.
Micro.
Guys, we should
Michael,
probably definitely
We
go
should
on.
really get back to this.
God damn it, Smelly, you throw up.
He just shit on
dating,
already.
broke up with me. That I got back together with. That broke up with me again.
Yeah.
Play her. I over-explain jokes. I'll be like, look, his pants are ripped. Because he fell. Like she's always like, oh, stop.
Okay.
It's okay. That's probably better than how I treat my wife. So what was it? Thursday. Tangent. Thursday, we went out wine tasting, and the little buzzer on my car went off, telling me that I was low on gas. And so for like the whole drive to the wine place, and then the whole time I was like, okay, I got to just like make the car stop somewhere in the middle of the road, and just to freak her out. And I wait till like we're like a block away from the gas station. I just pull over and slowly stop this car. And I'm like, oh, and I start freaking out, and she starts freaking out until I actually pull away. And I do this to her like every time that I get an opportunity, and she's now tired of me. I'm just the worst to my wife. I don't know why she's still with me.
True love.
Yeah.
She's probably finding a divorce right now.
No, the only true love is the love of Jesus Christ.
Did she just say in the background that she doesn't know either?
Yeah, she did just say in the back. She doesn't know either.
Can you like just give her a high five from all of us?
Honey.
No.
You're getting a high five from all the dudes.
A high 3. No, you're getting a high 3 from me.
Except for Smelly. Smelly's being selfish, and he's only going to give you a high 3.
I fucked up some fingers, man. Don't make me do that.
Go. Like the reply says,
if I can just like drag this conversation.
No more segues into answers.
Yeah, seriously, we need to get on.
Oh, dude, I hate segues. They're like the dumbest thing ever.
They are.
Okay, chocolate.
They're better than their hoverboard things. Those things are like the worst.
Right. So I just start reading. In the 66, but right, this is it now. It's serious. Right now then, pay attention, everyone. 66. books, Bible, are written word of God. Both capitalized, of course. The Bible is divinely inspired, which is a way of saying not actually written by God, but written by people who are communicating with God. So the Bible is divinely inspired and inerrant throughout.
Including those contradictions.
That means without error.
Yeah, including all the contradictions.
Yeah, including all of the contradictions, including all the stuff that's obviously complete and utter bullshit, and all the stuff that's obviously borrowed from other stories. Anyway,
like
this
the Epic of Gilgamesh.
And a bunch of other stuff that I've been researching for a video just today. Actually, its assertions are factually true in all the original autographs. It is the supreme authority in everything it teaches. It is not limited to spiritual, religious, or redemptive themes, but includes its assertions in such fields as history and science.
That's right. You cure leprosy with.
And the way to cure leprosy is by splattering bird blood on your wall and letting the other one fly away. Obviously,
and you can control the patterns, the color patterns on cattle by showing them sticks.
While they're fucking.
Can we just we know what the first section is, all just basic religious shit. Could we just go on to the next section? Just sort of fly through this. I mean, come on, this is all shit because
we all lot of it.
We all know this shit. We want the juicy history.
We all know this shit.
Science shit.
Yeah, we should pick an article from
Yeah, let's find an article. Fuck it.
Because I mean, you can find this.
We want an answer to something. What do we want an answer to?
I don't know, but the answer's in Genesis, bro. Let's find it.
So, is evolution a religion?
That's a good question. Let's see. I think it is.
I still want to know if you can wear a t-shirt if you haven't sex with your wife.
They do know that the Darwin fish, it's like it has 4 legs. Like it's not bipedal.
Yeah, it's a straw man Darwin fish.
That looks like it's a mask, like it's a poorly drawn idea for like a rejected Disney mascot. Or like a football team thing where it's a fish, but the person has to be able to run.
I wonder if they put it unironically. I'm pretty sure they put it unironically because we draw that little fishy thing because it's kind of funny, look, it's a fishy fish, but it has legs because evolution.
Yeah, so it's clearly a joke, but they take it seriously.
I'm pretty sure they take it seriously. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be beyond them, to be honest.
Chapter 21. Is evolution a religion? No, it's not. End of discussion.
Damn. All right, guys. It's been a great show. And
yeah. A bit
Thanks short, for joining us, everybody.
A bit shorter than usual, but...
Hey, there wasn't a shit ton of tangents. We got to the point.
Yeah.
Oh, you gentlemen.
All right.
Surely evolution is about the origin and development of life forms on Earth. No, it's not. It's about the rise of life.
We had sex with a retarded freak fishy frog.
It's not okay. It's not about the origins. It's about all the development. It's about the diversification.
Look, my Lord and Savior would have named.
Did anyone catch
Your Lord and
that?
Savior,
No?
make sure that we could hear you, but we can't, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
This is how we know God isn't real.
Yeah.
Alex Jones, what did you do with Smelly? Were you want to?
God damn it! I lost my kids.
Brilliant. That is brilliant. Fuck.
What does this have to do with religion?
Fuck all.
Evolution is science, isn't it? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
See what we did there?
Yeah, they're fucking clever. They're so fucking clever. Like, this is the only reason this is so clever is because everyone in America is so stupid. But then you got Ken Ham, who came from Australia and perfected the stupid.
There's an episode of American Dad that demonstrates why Americans so easily believe that it was an accident. It's because of the accident.
We are now joined by Alex Jones bot.
Y'all fucking heard that yet?
I literally have no idea what Smell is trying to say.
I think he said something about the frogs being gay. I'm not sure, but I think
frogs
that's
might be gay.
Definitely.
Stop.
Smelly been holding the hand.
Will you please read for us?
Sure. We are sure.
On, please.
We are sure that many people will find this question posed and the title of this chapter a little strange. No shit.
Not really. We know you're dumb.
We know where this question is going.
It's a leading question.
It is very much a leading question. Surely evolution is about the origin and development of life forms on Earth. No. But, whatever you want to do.
It's development for the third.
Yeah. What has this got to do with religion? Evolution is science, isn't it? And we are told that it has to...
Sentence repeated.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it is.
But,
writing.
Weird writing. And we are told that it has got to be separate from religious belief, at least in the classroom. Dun, dun, dun.
That's because you can't teach religion in the...
Just a sentence with many buzzwords and like clickbait as possible, isn't it? Really?
I think the term you're looking for is search engine optimization.
Dude, okay, somebody out there needs to do this.
Science,
Can y'all hear
religion,
me?
evolution, classroom.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Just about.
Somebody out there, maybe.
And
we can't hear you. Dude, I think you need to speak a little bit slowly.
Dude, I hate my phone coverage. Like I'm about to throw my as I'm driving.
Just as long as you end the sentence wasn't yourself off a cliff, then I'm happy. But,
yes, for now.
There needs to read.
Oh,
like a sensor sound over every, so that we can get a sense of how tugging at the.
Unfortunately, Smelly, it seems that the more words you try to say, the less we can hear you.
Oh. Hey.
We're down to one syllable. As long as everything you say from here on out is one syllable at a time, we'll be good. So no big words out of you.
I had to break it.
This really isn't working.
It's very the government trying to censor everything you say because it knows that you're outspoken.
We're
and therefore it's interfering with this connection.
We're going to hear in the news about how there was a big traffic accident caused by a bear driving and talking on the phone at the same time.
We are
obviously
probably
going to be
safety, safety communication people.
Yeah.
Join us in the next episode when we take a look at a road safety sign.
While someone's operating heavy machinery while under the influence, I'm driving a car or something, being very, very tired, and the chocolate hat is what is now? What can you say?
Well, yeah, I'm an owl with a big.
You're not supposed to be driving.
What?
No, something like that.
What is science? Though?
Oh, he's.
All right, find out what science is.
No. We have to read the thing that's still highlighted.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see if evolution fits the bill as true science, as opposed to religious belief. In order to do so, we must define some terms. So let's redefine science.
No. Let's redefine terms. Yeah, exactly.
We can just redefine terms so it fits our presupposition, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we make up something and we just change a bit of definitions, then hey presto, it works.
Yeah, and then we just assume it's true and put people in argument with this assumption that we won't accept is based on flawed logic, and therefore we win every argument according to our own definitions. Woohoo! You know.
So
I've got.
I guess I can say this. So, what is science? Creationists are often accused of being unscientific. Yeah, well,
yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
Or pseudoscientific. No, not even pseudoscientific. They're just unscientific. Period.
You don't even get the title of pseudoscience. You're not that good.
I mean, the crystal people, they still get that little pseudo thing. They get that little prefix on there.
They're at least attempting to look like they're trying.
I mean, there's still some sort of attempt,
Yeah.
While at the same time, those who promote evolution assume the mantle of real scientists.
Okay. That's because they are.
No, I disagree wholeheartedly. Because someone can promote real evolution and they don't have to be a scientist. You can be an actual real scientist and still not believe in evolution.
True. That's true.
I mean, if you look at the profession, what's your profession? If you're a physicist, you can be a fucking great scientist, but you can still be a creationist.
Yeah, there's a few of those.
It makes you an idiot in one way, but if you actually have done really good work in the past, you're still a scientist.
Yeah. Well, doesn't AIG have that one biology doctorate? Who's a creationist?
They have a few actually, I think.
Yeah, for actual biologists
have actual scientific education. Have an actual scientific education.
But the difference is these people apply science in their field. They do not apply science in evolution. They don't apply the scientific method to everything over the entire spectrum. It makes them dishonest scientists. That's about it. I guess that's how you can put it. If you guys agree with me.
No, I can see what you mean.
Yeah, but what is science anyway? Well, it's
a method of figuring shit out.
Yeah, I don't parrot study.
Next question.
Like that. According to the American Heritage Dictionary, science is the observation, identification, description, experimental investigation, and theoretical explanation of phenomena. Bullshit. That is not.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that, because just doing all those things does not mean you're following the scientific method.
No.
The scientific method is...
It's a specific way of doing all those things.
Well, to give him a little credit, he defined science. He didn't define the scientific method.
That is true.
Okay, yeah.
So yes, he's not describing the scientific method, and they should have the caveat of using the scientific method, but it's not.
Yeah, I agree. That is true.
Stop trying
what they're going to say.
Give these idiots credit.
I mean, hey, come on, we have to be honest. We can't go down there.
Have you seen the show? We're never honest.
Well, I try to be honest. I try most of the time, anyways. Or put more simply, science involves observing things in the real world and trying to explain how they work. You see,
as opposed to observing things in the not real world.
Yeah, I can say real world because you can apply the science. Okay, I was about to say you can apply scientific method to fiction, but that. I don't know. Can you?
Well, yeah. Why not?
Let's not even start it because we'll go on a super long tangent. That's off topic.
No, whatchamacallit? There's that book that they made for Star Trek with the science of Star Trek or whatever.
There we go. I guess that answered that question then.
There you
The
go.
key word here is observation. So I agree with this. You can't apply science to something that doesn't exist, I guess. I mean, if it exists, either fiction or not, you can try to figure out how it works. But the key thing about the scientific method is not just only understanding how it works, but to be able to predict results. That is what.
Yeah, that's how you test shit.
The ability to predict results and have those results turned back as true. I think that's the pinnacle of the scientific method. Just being able to describe something is not sufficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to make a description that also have predictions, so we can test that that description fits.
Yeah, I think they take this idea. It's a little too loose when they say trying to explain how it works, because it's not just explaining how it works, but actually creating a predictive model of how it works. Because just saying Thor threw down lightning explains how something works, but it doesn't create a predictive model of how it works.
Thor doesn't throw down lightning; it comes from the wheels of his wagon.
Yeah, well, sure.
Damn you pagans, blackening the AIG site with your Norse myth. Obviously going to go to hell now.
Skål.
I mean, if I wasn't before, I'd be amazed.
Someone read this while I get more beer.
What? I missed that.
Yeah, he said he's going to go get more beer.
Okay, right. Shall we read on? Because it gets more interesting in the next few paragraphs.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You see, creationists do indeed believe in real, unquote, observation science, unquote, sometimes called, quote, operational science, unquote.
I think they're the only ones. Yeah, I think they're the only ones who calls it that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they made the terms up for this website. And we enjoy the benefits of observational science every day. You mean we enjoy the benefits of science?
Yeah.
Every day. Whether flying in an aeroplane, which should be aeroplane.
If God had wanted us to fly, he would have given us wings.
Yeah. Well, no, he gave us a jumbo jet and a whirlwind.
No, he gave us a scrapyard
full of all the pieces for a jumbo jet.
Yeah, exactly.
That was always
so having
that we can get to that off the ChocolateHat raid.
But we have to have tangents and prevent ChocolateHat from actually finishing his sentence.
No, ChocolateHat finish.
Yeah, I'll just talk over everyone. I forget where I am now.
Airplane.
Whether flying in an aeroplane, not an airplane, it's an aeroplane. Fucking chitwit. Having illness cured by the wonders of modern medicine, or writing this book on a space-age laptop computer.
Jesus.
Well, that's
it's nice that
bunch of bollocks, isn't it?
It's nice to know that it's written on a computer, on a laptop.
It's not just a computer; it's a space-age computer, and it's not a blog or a post; it's a book.
I just want to say that space-age computers are all that great because the computer on the Apollo, that was space-age.
Yeah, and it was like an iPhone it's far like 10 times faster than it.
Oh Jesus!
Also, I would like to point out
the computing.
What? I didn't catch that.
No, I was going to say, didn't it have the computing power of a Casio calculator from the 80s?
Something like that. And it landed on the fucking moon.
Yeah. You see, usually in today's day, when we work with computers, we use any sort of binary logic is stored in transistors, and today you can put billions of transistors into a single chip.
Yep.
And those days, that was not the case. Obviously, semiconductors was invented by that time, it was good, but it wasn't like super duper small. So you have basically boards with lots of little integrated circuits on it, and those circuits had, I think in one chip there's like a handful of transistors, like a handful, like 10 or something transistors.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how many of those huge boards they have just to make one of the most basic of computers. It's really interesting. I don't know exactly how it works.
Remember, when you have to go into space, you have an issue with keeping weight down. Also, just to get back to the tech, I would like to point out that the wonders of modern medicine owes quite a lot to our knowledge of evolution.
Yep.
Yes. And completely contradicts the inerrant Bible.
Also that.
So we have a tension already. We're funny. Who'd have thought? Anyway, should I carry on talking over everyone?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Please don't.
Oh yeah, where were we? We were going to write a book on a computer, on a space-age laptop computer. We are benefiting from the technology that applies to genuine observational science to real-world needs. These triumphs of science exist in the present and can therefore be the subject of examination and investigation. Because it's in the present, goddammit!
Because it
can't observe anything that's happened.
The way they're expressing things there, it paves the way by saying, you see, we can see what's going on now.
Mm-hmm.
But in the past, were you there?
Yeah.
Going back to, I heard something
were
about
you at the computer was first invented? No, where you fuck, therefore it was never invented. Sod off your club. That's what they're saying.
Well, and this entirely throws out the window all forensic science.
Yep.
Like, all forensic science is not real
investigation.
science.
You guys ever heard?
Well, it throws out of the window our ability to look at a fully grown tree and deduce that it used to be a nut.
Of course not. Were you there?
Even though, you can't prove that tree used to be a nut. It's like, well, I can because I know that trees grow from nuts because of this. Yeah. But were you there, man? Like, no, you.
I have something that I want to say, and if we move on, it's going to be weird when I bring it up again. So we said something about the airplane, the junkyard, and all that stuff, right? Whenever people ask me that, they say you always start an argument that what's the odds of it having a junkyard with all the parts for a Boeing and a tornado comes through and poop, you have a Boeing? What's the odds? There is an odd. It can actually happen. A tornado can go for a junkyard and form a Boeing. It's perfectly possible.
It's possible. It's just not very likely, but it's
exactly. But it can happen. Exactly. So what's the argument? That's exactly.
Also, the difference is that in actual living creatures, each time you connect two parts together of the plane that fit together, they're gonna stay together because it's beneficial.
Yeah.
I
mean,
and also there's going to be like stuff which are like.
I didn't catch any of that because you were speaking on top of each other.
Oh yeah, it's our hobby.
But yeah, so that's such a non-argument. It's more plausible for humans to form like that than it is for actual things we can construct ourselves. But yeah, okay, that's now anyway weird because we mentioned that like half an hour ago, which is an exaggeration by the way, because it was actually like 3 minutes ago. Go on.
So here's a random Buddhist proverb. It's it's less likely that a turtle swims through a noose in the ocean than it is to be born human. There you go. I just thought I'd throw that in.
Deep, very, very deep. Almost as deep as the ocean the turtle was swimming in. Mind blown.
We prove that Buddhism is true and correct.
Wait, Micro hasn't read in a while. You should read, Micro.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I just spilled beer because ChocolateHat made me laugh. Another type of science is known as historical science to people who are nitwits, sometimes called origin science by the same nitwits. Historical science is the process of using the method of science in the present. That's the word. To determine what happened in the past. Since the physical world exists in the present, actually it exists at all times. It's like A theory, B theory of time thing. You should read up on it.
Yeah.
All the evidence the scientist has available examine the physical world also exists in the present. You don't say. The scientist has no method of directly examine directly the past. That's a weird sentence. It should be to directly examine the past. Does he?
Yeah, but split the infinitive because of Star Trek.
Thus, he must make the assumptions. He must make assumptions in order to come to conclusion. Wow, I can read. However, assumptions are unproven, and in general, unprovable beliefs. Assumptions are no more than untestable guesses.
It's funny because that last sentence actually describes religion and specifically.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't describe religion because we can test religion, and we did, and it turned out to not be true.
Yeah. Doesn't this? I mean, if we were to go rigorously by this definition, doesn't this invalidate all of science unless it happens instantaneously?
Well, it invalidates the very fact that, when you open your door in the morning, you just step out onto a pavement.
Yeah.
Because, if just because you did it yesterday, that's actually historical science. Mm-hmm. And the only science that's relevant, according to them, is science that's present. So if you open your door and all of a sudden there's like a deep ocean with a turtle in it.
Not entirely, because when they ask you, were you there? You can say, well, yeah, I was.
Yeah, but then you can say, but I was, but that was in the past.
Yeah, you can't
but it's fine. You used operational or observational science at that point sometime in the past, but you were still there to employ it. If you talk about something where it was way before your time, I mean, you have to go down to these people's level if you want to argue with them. I mean, it's stupid, but fuck. If you argue with them and say. If you say historical science is bullshit and try to describe it like that, they're gonna ask you, well, you were there, so.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. So maybe we could change that a little and say, well, I wasn't there when my house was built in 1961.
There we go.
However, I can deduce that my house is here and that somebody built it.
Yeah.
But can you?
You can't use a scientific method for it, though.
Yes, you can, because you can say, well, if that person had explained how he built that house to his son, and his son comes to explain to you, that means he does know someone who was actually there. Or if that guy is a fucking old cunt now, he can still come to you and say, well, I built that house because I was there.
So say, hypothetically...
Well, that's an interesting point.
Hypothetically...
Because they're saying that the Bible was passed down, word of mouth, and therefore is scientifically accurate, whereas everything else was deduced by looking at a remnant from the past, like evidence from the past. But you could argue that both are exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean,
thing.
if you're going to try and use this against the creationists, like say, yeah, but what about the Bible? Then you'll simply tell you, but the people who wrote the Bible were there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, except for that part where except for the part describes his own death or whatever.
Yeah, I know it's stupid.
Except for the part where God created the world, because no one was there apart from God.
Or that part where Jesus was talking to himself or to the devil because no one else was there. Of course,
when they you will have to really see what the fuck your argument is, but otherwise they will give you that line. You have to think. You have to go down to these people's level if you want to argue with them. And that's why we don't argue with them.
Yeah. We just make fun of them.
Well, exactly. But it's easier.
Things that happened in the past are just that.
Emphasis on easier.
Yeah. So here's the question, and someone put this in the chat. So I think it's worth talking.
Sorry.
So I'm going to stop you because I don't know if it was it was Crypto who put it in here, and I've sort of brought this up about how this kind of thinking entirely throws out the window all forensic science.
Yep.
So like no criminal evidence is ever admissible ever according to a creationist because you can never be there to test it. So unless it was caught on camera or someone actually witnessed a crime, you cannot use forensic evidence to prove.
Well, even if it's caught on camera, the camera isn't someone.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
So yes, unless a crime was actually witnessed, there's no reason for us to be sending anyone to jail for anything. Because you can find Ken Ham's DNA on a raped corpse, and he would still be innocent because you weren't there to see it happen.
Things that happened in the past are just that, past. They cannot be observed or tested in the present. They cannot be repeated or verified in the present. Then you ask, how do we know so much about the past? Excellent question. That's because we can observe and test things in the past. We can do that indirectly.
Yeah.
Technically, everything we observe it indirectly because it first has to go through the translation of our brain.
Yeah, everything we observe.
Technically, also, everything we observe is in the past because of speed of light.
Yeah. Well,
the gains of information.
Not only the speed of light, also because our brains actually tricks us into thinking we're living in the present, when in actuality it's always a little behind because it has to process the data it gets.
Yeah, it's a computer that's a little laggy.
Yeah,
we just it's got to.
It takes time when signals don't move near the speed of light, but rather move at, I don't know, what is it, like 200 meters a second?
Yeah. So all events, technically all events are in the past. I mean, all of science should be invalidated if we're going to use this method.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
As I said in the chat, I don't believe Ken Han was born. That happened in the past, and you can't prove it to me.
Yeah, you can't test it.
Yeah.
Made by
Unless he still has his placenta, I do not believe Ken Ham was born.
Yeah, or like ChocolateHat said earlier, we can't, using this method, we cannot prove that trees come from seeds of any kind.
Nope.
Because we've never observed a tree grow.
I hear birds.
People have observed trees grow. I've observed trees growing, but there's a tree out there which I've not observed growing.
Well,
there's plenty
you can't observe. What I mean is, you can't observe it in the present growing. Like, you can look at the tree, but it's growing.
You can come back to it every day and see it open a bit more.
But in the past, it was smaller than it was today, right?
But there's trees that are thousands of years old, and there's absolutely no way that you can know that comes from the seed.
The thing is, when you point that out to a creationist, what would their reaction be? They'll probably tell you something like, "But we can observe a tree growing.
We can observe one now." Yeah.
Exactly. So that means obviously that's how trees grew, because we can thing now.
We can infer the past from the past.
It's simple. Because it's
that is actually the correct answer. Like we know that trees grow from seeds because we understand how they grow.
The thing is, again, when you think about these things they're saying, anything that functions in a human time, in a human timeline, or in a human time frame, how we observe time, it will work with their way of explaining things. As soon as you're trying to point out that something that does not work in a human type of view, like geological time, with excessive amounts of years, that's when their whole description breaks down, and that's what they use against us to say, yeah, but too much time, you went there. no humans were there. You know?
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, the
trying
argument
to
will always conform to whatever you bring up against them.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, if you were to find a tree, like, well, they do this all the goddamn time. Like, you find a tree that happens to be, like, what, 4,000 years old, and then that tree, knowing the age of that tree is perfectly valid evidence that shows that the flood happened 4,000 years ago because, you know, it's the oldest tree we have, and obviously we don't see anything older because anything older would have been killed during the flood.
Yeah, and then
you go science as long as it agrees with them.
And then because then you go to Sweden and you find an old pine that is 9,000 years old, and suddenly there's a problem.
Yeah, that's not science because but the one
then
that's
4,000 years.
I mean, isn't that's basically what apologetics is? It's finding these. It might be inconsistent, but you find holes in the argument and argue, and it's basically just
it's in the name. You make excuses, apologies, apologetic. It's literally in the name.
Yeah.
And literally we make up shit to patch up the holes in our stupid idiocy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I bet anyone would gladly accept any amount of scientific evidence that would like prove that Jesus was real. They'd jump on that like in no time. But
they do all the time. You know, they do. You get these apologists.
They're dishonest.
Yeah, the chariot wheels at the bottom of the whatever, the Red Sea or whatever. Like
they're dishonest cunts.
Yeah, that's not really new now, is it?
Yeah.
But it does make sort of sense. I mean, if you find something that follows your line of reasoning, you will grasp onto it no matter what. But as soon as something challenges your worldview so much, you will simply just disregard it without second thought.
Yeah.
It's not even. Most of these things are not even processed by their brains entirely. They just disregard immediately as being bullshit, fake, false.
This whole redefining science so that they can still believe in their stuff and accept, you know, they can still have computers and 6,000-year-old Earth is exactly what, like, they just don't. Why bother? Just redefine science instead.
Sorry, I'm just giving George Washington a mustache and an eye patch.
Cool. All right, whose turn is it to read?
I'll read.
All right.
Okay.
What the fuck?
There we go.
Macro, you.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Sorry,
Brilliant.
we got serious, so I got bored.
Yeah, good answer.
I think we should just go over this last part, see if there's any interesting stuff that grips us, and maybe just go through it.
I think we should go to what does it have to do with evolution, because we already know this part.
That is a good point.
Mm-hmm.
What does this have to do with
Holy shit, this is long. No way.
This is like
okay. Let's meet the conclusion. Let's do what you do when you have a book assignment in school and the book is fucking boring. You skip to the end.
Whose turn is it to read?
Oh God, okay, I'll read.
Yeah,
it's an attractive religion. At first sight, believing in evolution
it's fucking sexy.
Like an attractive position. It's fucking sexy, yes. However, what makes it attractive is that there's no God to whom you have to give accounting for your actions. This is borne out by the following quote from an atheist, which is absolutely fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's attractive because it's supported by the evidence. That's why it's attractive.
You know, I always find this funny that creationists say this all the time. They're like, oh, you just want to be an atheist because then that means you can get away with whatever you want with no repercussions. But aren't they the ones who can do whatever they want and then ask for forgiveness and get away with it? Unlike the rest of us?
Well, yeah, I mean, just because there's no Sky Daddy who waves a magic wands and makes things go poof into existence, then how do they not realize that everybody is answering to everybody else all the time?
Yeah.
We have a society, we have our family, we have our friends, we have our social networks, we have our system of government, we have all the...
Yeah.
These are, you can argue that these are not, this is how we are as a species. This is not free will. We don't decide to answer to everyone.
Every time I go outside my door and I decide to actually wear clothes and not just walk out naked because I feel like it. I'm answering to society because people would I would likely get arrested or get a fine.
Every time you don't do that, and you actually do walk out naked on the street, then you're not. And
there are consequences.
The sentence implies that sometimes you decide to answer to society and put clothes on. But
it's what happens to people who do things because they wanted to? Like a psychopath goes and he kills a bunch of people because he wanted to. What happens to him? Does he just go, oh no, there's no God, so what's going to happen? What happens to him? What punishes him?
Society.
Society.
Yeah.
Because
and that's in the case of a psychopath. If you're not
or maybe he's not caught and he dies and there's no one, and then no one punishing him. Is that what we want? No, but that doesn't change the fact that that's how it is.
Look, I really don't like psychology or any sort of that sort of stuff, right? And sociology, all that stuff. But if you look at it, if we don't have that idea of morality with us, if we don't have the idea of accountability with us, society would not function and humans as a species would simply go extinct. We need to work together. And because
we evolved as humans working together.
Exactly.
So
exactly. That's it.
It's it's not separate from us as being humans. Our ability to function as a cohesive society.
There's
plenty of other animals who have, especially apes and simian monkeys who have cohesive complex societies. It's a pre-human trait.
Just go to ants or bees. Bees, like a honeybee hive is the most insanely complex social interactions. It's crazy. And and unlike us who argue on the internet to settle things and give out information, bees dance. And I think that is a much cooler way of disseminating information. Just saying.
Yeah, well, humans dance to disseminate information.
But can you dance? But can you perform a dance that tells someone which way they need to go compared to the sun and for how far to get to food?
No, we draw maps, but it's...
Give me half an hour and I'll have that for you.
Yeah, we say words and wave our hands in funny ways. It's only,
Yeah, I'm just saying, bees, cool.
Bees are very cool, aren't they?
But enough about bees. But enough about bees.
Yeah, I was going to make a very... Oh yes, I was going to say that analogy of the psychopath going out and killing and not getting punished or getting punished by society. That's the exception. What the normal is that if a person goes out and in cold blood kills another person, yes, they get punished by society, but in the vast majority of cases, people are not psychopaths, and they also punish themselves by feeling remorse and guilt for that action because we, innately function as a social creature.
Yep, because we're social animals.
Mm-hmm. So, and this is the clip of Eric Hovind and Ray Comfort saying, if there was no God, then I would go out and rape and kill and...
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that. Fucking nutcase.
Yeah, in which case my response is, Okay, I'm not gonna try and deconvert you in any way. I'm gonna let you stay.
I'm sure, but obviously, it's saying something ridiculous. But we all know he doesn't actually feel that way.
Yeah,
I hope he doesn't, but
okay, dude.
But I mean, there is
a
a real chance that is actually how he feels, and the only reason he doesn't is because of religion.
Which is terrifying because
terrifying as fuck. That's all that's keeping him from going on a murder spree.
Well, not just that, but if he had been born into a different religion, he would be going out on murder sprees.
Hello.
That's true.
Yeah. So if someone had been born
into the same religion, but a few hundred years ago, then he would also be going out and doing crusades, perhaps. It's just
hell, he would have been born in the fucking South, the United States South. He probably would have been going on murderous rampages.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess we're lucky that he was born in fucking Australia.
Yeah, if he was born I can't remember the politician, the region of India, but there was certain.
We're not talking about Ken Ham. We're talking about Ray Comfort. That's what, and Ray Comfort is from New Zealand. He's a Kiwi.
Is he a Kiwi?
Oh. Yeah, Ken Ham is from Australia, and
I thought no. You've got it wrong. Hang on. Sorry, I've got the names wrong around my head.
Yeah,
sorry.
Ken Ham
Comfort is a Kiwi.
Yeah, Comfort is a Kiwi, which almost sounds like the title of a children's show, and Ken Ham is Australian. And guess where they went? They both went to the US because that's where all the stupid religious people are.
It's true.
Actually, there are plenty of stupid religious people elsewhere.
Well, they're the stupid religious people who are part of their religion.
Yeah. Lucifer's soul says a kiwi with a banana.
Yeah.
That's good.
It is.
That was probably better. Imagine if he had gone to like Uganda. If he had gone to Uganda.
Well,
he wouldn't make much money.
Someone else went and did damage, and now people are dead.
You know, that's actually a good point, Chocolate Hat. He probably wouldn't make as much money if he went to Uganda.
Oh, no,
that's probably why he didn't. There is more money to be made.
Also, I just realized Ken Ham is basically what Kent Hovind tried to be, but failed.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ken Hovind had like a dinosaur adventure park that was shit, and now Ken Ham has it.
Yeah,
has one.
Ken Ham is probably just he's a better speaker. And,
I don't know.
They have very similar names. This is completely irrelevant, but they do have very similar names, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Ken and Ken, Ham and Hovind. Could easily mix up.
Let's move on. I think we should move on. This is getting stale now.
Let's move on. Where are we? No. In the green paragraph, Should I read, or is it somebody else's turn?
I mean,
I'll read.
By stale,
we no longer feel ourselves to be guests in someone else's home, and therefore obliged to make our behavior conform to a set of prefixed cosmic rules. Pre-existing cosmic rules. It is our creation now. We make the rules. We establish the parameters of reality. Okay, no, we don't. We create the world, and because we do, we no longer feel beholden to outside forces. We no longer have to justify our behavior, for we are now the architects of the universe. We are responsible to nothing outside of ourselves, for we are the kingdom. Okay, I want to know where the fuck this is from, because all of this is bullshit.
This is all complete and utter.
Let's see.
Outright wrongness, isn't it?
Jeremy Rifkin, Elgin, New York Viking Press.
What?
I'm just reading the footnote. Yeah, because that's bullshit. We don't get to set the parameters of the universe. We didn't create shit. We just happen to exist in it.
Hitler and the Nazi Darwinian.
Yeah, I saw that too. I would like to point out that Darwinian is an adjective. Like you have to specify what is Darwinian. You can't just say Darwinian.
Yeah, look at the page. It's just cut off. It's Hitler and Nazi Darwinian.
Yeah. Nice picture of Hitler though.
Yeah,
it looks like he's thinking really, really hard, like trying to come up with an idea.
Is that like pre-syphilited Hitler, or is it like really encephalated Hitler? I don't know.
Also, I find this picture here slightly creepy, like giant hands gripping the earth, like groping it. It's like they're sexually assaulting the earth.
Poor Earth.
He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world.
Oh, we sang that in school.
Okay, wait. Let's look at this. Let's see if how many mistakes, if there are any mistakes in it. Okay, let's see. Seglet's timeline of history. Big Bang. Okay, check so far.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Sun of the Stars form? No. We are what? The second or third generations of stars?
I don't know, but I know they will start way before the sun existed.
Yeah.
Because we are.
Also, there's a long period in here where there weren't any stars.
Yeah.
Because the universe was too hot. The Earth and the Moon.
But a very simplified form. It's not like, I mean, it's missed stuff out, but it's not got anything in the wrong order, has it? Let's face it.
It does have something wrong because it says sun and the stars formed, so that implies all the stars were formed at the same time as the sun.
Well, but you mean, yes, but you can kind of forgive it because in a period between the Big Bang and the Earth and Moon, yes, they've written it all funny,
also,
but you know,
the Earth and
the stars do form, and the sun is a star, and it does form. Yes, it's an incredibly simplified.
Also,
bit
the
of the time,
first, the Earth and the Moon were created at roughly the same time as the sun. At least the Earth was.
Also, I'd like to point out that we're spending a lot of time just like tuning this little small diagram shit, even though it's just the small shitty diagram.
But it's wrong. We have to show that it's wrong.
Someone is wrong on the internet.
But look there at the bottom where it says first bird, monkeys, and humans.
Yeah.
And millions of years of death.
Because obviously.
Also, Dan, you might be able to back me up on this. Dry land exists like. Dry land was created after seas, right? Because in the beginning, the whole world was basically just covered in water, and then the oceans, the continents rose out of the. Sorry, not the continent. The land came.
Are you admitting there was a worldwide flood?
Kinda.
Also, I want to point out that according to this diagram, humans and monkeys and birds. Birds. I mean, humans, monkeys, and whales are not mammals.
Yeah. Also, dinosaurs are reptiles.
Yeah.
Because dinosaurs are obviously reptiles.
They're obviously reptiles. And it's not like birds and dinosaurs were.
Apparently, insects came after amphibians, but they didn't.
First birds came after
mammals.
No, it came before the end of the. Well, mammals have been no longer before birds, but the first birds evolved out of the in the period of.
First birds came after dinosaurs.
If you look at this, it really seems
really not enough, but they were they evolved out of the period of dinosaurs.
It's like the same.
They definitely appeared before whales.
But like, look at how it looks.
Because
it says like insects lived, and then all the insects died, and then poop, reptiles lived, and then they all died, and then there was dogs, and then there was whales, and then there was birds. Like each in a very distinct, small, nice little cubicle of time.
Yeah. Well, the
Also,
birds should be inside the
whale,
dinosaurs and the whales.
The first whale is like a modern blue whale. It's not like the like early barely whale-like creatures. Like it's a modern whale.
Obviously.
Weren't the first plants before the first fish too?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Sharks came before modern fish.
Also, I like that fish, and then sharks.
Yeah.
Like sharks aren't fish.
Of course they're not.
What makes you think
they're not true fish. They're certainly.
Well, there's no such thing as a fish. Like fish is is something lay people use. Like in biology, fish isn't a thing. Like it's a meaningless term. There's no definition of a fish.
It's a fish.
Right, I see.
Yeah, by the layman's sense of the word fish, shark should be in there.
Yeah. No, but like really, the biggest mistake here is the fact that they have insects evolving after amphibians. They didn't.
I don't know. I still think that calling dinosaurs reptiles is pretty bad.
Yeah.
No, well, no. There's a.
I don't really care because my interest is in geology. So anything organic can go fuck itself.
Okay, let's find some geology. Come, let's make Dan happy and find some.
Oh yeah, geology.
Geology.
There's radiometric dating, which we.
This should be fun.
I did a video on this.
He looks trustworthy. He has a mine behind him. It's number one mine, because that's clearly.
Didn't I do this with Rhetoric&Discourse?
And this is a video.
I can't remember. I'm an idiot.
No, this is a video, so we can't really. It's like all it does is ask the questions. It doesn't actually.
Never mind.
Wait. Here we go. Let's read this. The necessary assumptions we need to make, and then explain why those are perfectly valid assumptions.
Okay, so it's not really apparent from the analogy with an hourglass that the reliability of a radioactive clocks is subject to 3 unprovable assumptions. We'll get to those unprovable assumptions later, I guess. After all, the reliability of an hourglass can be tested, for example, by turning the hourglass upside down to start the clock, and then by fuck that, we can calibrate an hourglass by watching the vibrations of cesium atoms, and which are very, very, very unique and very, very stable over an insanely amount of good time. So we can use that to calibrate the hourglass. And well, pretty much the hourglass accuracy would be to measure an atom with a shitty closet ruler. I don't think it's possible. Maybe it is, but I don't think so. That's pretty much just the difference in accuracy.
Read on.
Okay, whatever. In contrast, no geologist was present when the... Fuck, didn't we just talk about this earlier? No geologists were present when the rocks unit to be dated was formed, which is actually bullshit. To see the measure its initial contents, nor has any geologist been present to measure how fast the reactive clocks have been running in that rock unit through the millions of years that has supposedly passed after the rocks formed.
Can I just point something out? There also haven't been people around who tested the hourglass. What if gravity was weaker in the past, or sand flowed slower or something? Like, that's basically the same as the argument they're making.
Well, you could probably argue the same thing about like clocks. How do you know that the springs have always been the same amount of springiness, and the gears have always shifted the same amount of time? Clocks should be wrong this whole time. It's not like we use radiometric dating or atomic clocks or anything, but
So the three critical things is the conditions at time 0 when the rocks formed can. Okay, so they say we can't know that.
Well,
The reactive.
I'm fairly certain we can. We can do because new rock is being formed today.
Exactly. The radioactive clocks in the rock have to be closed at any disturbance from outside interferences, from weathering or ground wars, for instance. That is, all the atoms of the dwarf isotope must have been derived by radioactive decay of atoms of the parent isotopes. We know this. We actually do know this. We don't take shitty examples to do radiometric dating for. We take really close, deep inside the rock samples that have not been contaminated. And there's a certain geological processes that happen that can reset the clock as well, but it leaves evidence, so we know, okay, this sort of rock has...
it changes the rock.
Yeah, and we know this. There's cases where you have certain crystals that form in a rock at time 0. They can be washed out of the rock, deposited somewhere else, and formed into a new rock, and then deposited out again. They can go for all that, but inside the crystals themselves, the ratios were still the same the very first day they formed initially.
Isn't that what, like, zirconium crystals? That's that's an example of that, right?
Yeah, that's a perfect example, because when you look at zirconium crystals and you see them in a rock deposit, you have to understand that when you do a radiometric dating on that crystal, you're doing the age of the crystal itself, not the entire rock. Unless the rock is formed with the crystal. So that, the radioactive decay rates of the parent radiotopes must remain constant through all the supposed millions of years since the rock was formed. I'm going to go on a limb and say that they are.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on an even thinner limb here, because those, like, how fast radioactive decay happens is dependent on constants that are involved in other things. If the rate of radioactive decay had changed over time, so would all the other laws of physics. Like, you probably wouldn't even have rocks. Like, it's all interconnected. Like, if you change the speed of light, you change pretty much everything else in the universe. If you change certain constants that are involved in radioactive decay, that would basically mean that it's the stronger the weak nuclear force that is involved in radioactive decay. I can't remember. It's one of them. That would mean that force, like a fundamental force in the universe, would have to have changed over time.
And if that can change over time, then anything can change over time. The gravitational
constant. And then it's not a constant. Exactly. And then they are constants if they change over time.
The speed of light can change. All that shit can change if we take that assumption.
Aren't these the same assholes who are like the universe is so perfectly in tune and all the constants are in the right spot to have human life? Aren't these fucking assholes who say that nonsense?
That's a really good point, actually.
That's fuck, what's the guy's name? He was in an argument with Genthoven. It was like one of the first videos I've ever did. It's a guy that promotes the fine-tuning argument.
I don't know. There's so many who do the fine-tuning.
They're pretty much all. It's a very common, especially in the early days.
Yeah, there's fucking not even creation. It's just the fucking what are they called? The intelligent design proponents who do that. So
that's the same thing.
Yeah, no, it's the same exact argument.
Don't give them that. Like,
they're still creationists, but they're not the young Earth kind. Is what I meant.
But intelligent design is basically like they have admitted in documents that have been leaked.
Oh yeah. No. I misspoke. I should have said they're not young Earth creationists. They're still creationists. They're just not the young Earth kind.
Old Earth creationists.
They're the new agey.
They're slightly less dumb idiots.
Yeah.
Oh, this should be fun. Different dates for the same rock.
Wait. Oh, is this where they took that stupid carbon dating and? Oh no.
Hey, we have a smelly.
Yeah. Okay. So y'all should be able to hear me at least somewhat.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can. Fantastic.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this ridiculous case off my phone because OtterBox is like, hey, let's block the microphone. So that's the thing.
Okay.
All right. Continue.
All right. Usually, geologists do not use all 4 main radioactive clocks to date a rock unit. This is considered an unnecessary.
Oh, no. I want Dan to tell us if that's true.
Say again?
Is that first sentence true?
Usually, geologists do not use all 4 main reactive clocks to date a rock unit. What do you mean 4 main reactive clocks?
Yeah, that puzzled me as well because there is like what?
There's
20
so
or something?
many,
There's like 20 or something like that.
so many different things that we use to date rocks. I mean, there's a very clear distinction. I mean, you can judge between qualitative dating or relative dating and quantitative dating, which is actual age dating, and qualitative or relative age dating.
Which uses like the fact that we know how fast things decay, or so not decay, how fast certain types of sediments are laid in certain environments and fossils, right?
Yeah. So look at.
No, like, am I right? I want to know if I got that correct.
Say that again.
Like when you have relative dating, that's based on the fact that we know how fast certain sediments build up and like fossils. Like that's some of the things we use to relative dating, right?
Sort of. Like relative age dating is simply knowing which is older than what. If you have one bed, what is older than that's it. So, for instance, if you look down at this nice little cross section they have here, the first thing you'll notice is that that metamorphic rock is punching through. Sorry, not the metamorphic. The granite is punching through what looks like.
They're calling it this Brahma amphibolites.
Amphibiolites, yeah.
Yeah, and it says metamorphic here.
Yeah, because that's a metamorphic contact. That's contact metamorphism because you have extremely hot igneous material that's in contact with some sort of depository material.
Okay. So basically the hot rock heats up the rock that was already there and changes it.
Yeah, that's metamorphism in a nutshell. So I like.
I can science.
So in this case, Dan, would
kind of like cooking in a way.
Okay, so
in this case, would the granite be older than the Braham amphibolites?
No, because
is that like a Hindu rock?
Trying to speak Indian.
Is that an Indian one?
No,
that's the Brahmin. That's the Hindu god, isn't it, Brahma?
Look, amphiboles are metamorphic rocks, so the metamorphics is the same age as the granite because they were formed when the granite happened. So, what it seems like you have a base unconformed. Okay, so everything on top, right, from what it says the Paleozoic area is quite clearly newer than the metamorphism and the granites, because you can see
according to the text.
Yeah, because you can see the granite has been terminated. It's been eroded on top, so we know that the granite is going to be older than the Paleozoic era rocks. But you can see that these bottom sedimentary deposits are older than the granites because the granite is actually pushing through them. The granite can't push through something that's not there. And then you have, but then you can go even further by looking at where did metamorphism actually affect what rock. But it seems that I can't exactly distinguish if the metamorphism is affecting those the bass layer, they call it there.
No, it's a bit hard to tell anything really from this.
Yeah.
I'm more confused the fact that they have decided to call it Precambrian instead of because the time the overall time period before the Paleozoic has a name, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, remember, all that rocks might have simply been eroded away, complete.
No. What I mean, like Precambrian just means before the Cambrian period. Fair enough, but
Yeah, sure.
But Paleozoic, the Precambrian period that's not the correct name if you're gonna use Paleozoic. It has not a name, right?
Oh, you can use Precambrian. It's perfectly fine.
I thought they it had a name that was similar. Anyways, I think because right now you're just geeking out over ideology, which is fair enough. But I think
yeah, good point.
If you could geek out over it in the context of the text.
Oh yeah. So let's see what they say.
Did we ever get the answer about the clock things?
Yeah,
do
we
you
did.
Use multiple? How about do you use multiple methods of dating something of the same to date as the same sample?
Usually no, because if you have a sample and there's this one crystal, most probably you'll only be able to use one method of dating.
Yeah, also and the reason you can do that is because other people in the past have done experiments where they have done it on it and confirmed that the different dating methods give the same type of result. Like they match up. There's no reason to do that work again.
Yeah, but
did you see it happen?
Were you there, man? You weren't there, man. You weren't there.
You weren't there. You didn't see that scientist test that rock.
Look, another thing you should know is that if we have a rock sample of multiple different funny things we can radioactive date, we use all of it. Anything. All of it. Because the more measurements you get, the more precise.
Because the more you use, you can get the more precise the measurement gets.
Because what could very well happen is you can have zircon crystals that are formed in an initial rock. They are weathered out, deposited somewhere. Then they're incorporated into some sort of clay environment with mica in it. That can be metamorphosed, and the mica will actually grow out with these crystals stuck in the mica, and then it will form radioactive halos. So then you can actually use the base crystal to see how old that crystal is, but then you can use the reactive damage it causes in the mica to sort of get a judge on how old the actual rock is.
Oh,
so
cool.
Funny.
Cool.
I mean, you can do that if you really want to.
Let's read on. Rhetoric&Discourse, I think you were reading.
This is considered unnecessary and an unnecessary waste of time and money. After all, these clocks really do work, then they should all yield the same age for a given rock unit. And we know that because we've tried it in the past and it has.
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, using different parent radioisotopes to date different samples or minerals from the same rock unit does yield different ages, hinting that something is amiss.
Well,
yeah, because
they're probably gonna give slightly different ages always.
No, you can have a bit of the rock that's just much older than the actual rock itself, because it's a rock. It's different constituents. Not all rocks are simply one metamorphic rock or one igneous intrusive rock. If you're looking at sedimentary rocks, you can have a metamorphosed rock from some sedimentary rock that have all different types of crystals and whatever in it, and all would be different dates, because actually all the constituents are different dates. It's just that the metamorphism happened at a specific time.
So this would be like dating someone's skin versus like dating someone's bones, because one grows differently than the other one.
That's a good analogy, yeah.
So
this is the footnote they give for that.
for that experiment.
Stars and uranium, lead, mineral ages, rubidium and strontium, like Rb and Sr.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that it's very likely that they're completely misquoting these papers.
I had a really cool page in a book that I saved somewhere with a bunch of different dating methods with exact like little descriptions of where it's often used and where it's best to use that. Because I mean, again, we're not fucking stupid. We can see if one dating method gives you really strange results, and we know why.
It seems like that seems to be like a very general assumption in all the things we read. Like it seems to be like they're assuming that the scientists that do this are idiots who don't take everything into account, who just go off by who use the most simplistic interpretation everything fucking single time.
And not just that, but they're throwing away all the science that every other scientist before them has done. Like it's like the test is not done in a fucking vacuum. They are taking the knowledge of generation of scientists that have done it already.
Well, and all the little things. Like we take those things into account.
Yeah, this honestly really like. Only because this is the thing that I do, but this really reminds me of flat Earth thinking. Like it's the same kind of thinking where like all these people who are really, really smart and really well trained in their fucking field somehow make these stupid little mistakes that some dude on the internet can point out.
Look, I've heard many people that keep on bringing up carbon dating. It is. I'm so fucking tired of hearing about carbon dating. They're like, yeah, but you carbon dated a rock and gave really strange results.
Because carbon dating, it's not carbon dating is for organic things.
Stop carbon dating rocks.
Yeah, and the carbon dating has a very a very short limit. Like
isn't it like 5,000 or 6,000 years? Like it's really
that's short. The half-life. I think the limit on it, I think the limit on the limit on when you can use it also depends on the environment you're using it in, because you have some reservoir effects when it comes to organic material, like marine creatures, because they're farther from the stuff they eat using CO2 that come directly from the atmosphere, but from being washed out. So if you test, if you carbon date a freshly killed seal, you will get results suggesting that it's 4,000 years old. Because
this is about this is mollusks as well.
How they, snake. They have a lot. They love snails and mollusks for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, snails and mollusks are cool, I guess. I really just should be saying mollusks because snails are mollusks. Mussels, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Mollusks are cool. Our new neighbour's PhD was in mollusk biology.
Okay. Enough about. We need to see what they have for the kids. Oh,
I agree.
It's a sea slug.
Oh, hey,
it's adorable.
They're so fucking adorable.
I know.
It's like it's neon.
Yeah, it's a nudibranch.
Wow.
Speaking of mollusks, incredible creatures that defy evolution. No, they don't.
They really don't. They're just very funny and weird.
Wait, what the fuck? How do hognose snakes defy evolution?
I'm interested in that unicorn in the Bible.
Too bad it's all videos.
Yeah, we don't do videos on this channel.
But yeah.
We are the video.
That video.
Be the video. See the video. Be the video. Come on with it.
Be the video you want to see in the world.
This is terrifying.
By the way, Smelly, are you still there?
Yeah.
Good.
You haven't heard me when
I was like wondering why we haven't gone on tangents.
Well, it's because every time I go to talk, it's like I can immediately tell you can't hear me because I'm very loud. So I'll start into a sentence like
let's read about why dinosaurs didn't evolve into birds. That sounds fun. That is a fucking creepy image.
That is terrifying.
That's on the fucking kid's side. Ugh.
I think we need to update our images of dinosaurs. I think that's where half of the confusion comes, is that people still think of dinosaurs like Jurassic Park dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, they don't didn't look like that.
Yeah, they look up like modern reconstructions of like things like Microraptor.
Oviraptor's a good one.
Oh, yeah. Oviraptor is a really good one.
But I think the idea of dinosaurs with feathers are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
This looks like something more better.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like if you ever seen like an ostrich, like an ostrich like in real life, those things look like fucking dinosaurs.
They are.
I mean,
like chickens.
Well, they chickens are like dinosaurs.
Just in real life. I've always been attacked.
Yeah, it's like chickens. Chickens are basically dinosaurs.
They are dinosaurs. Also,
my favorite pub quiz question. If you so my favorite pub quiz question is what's the smallest theropod? What's the smallest dinosaur in history? And the answer is a hummingbird, a bee hummingbird.
Yeah. Also,
it's an avian dinosaur.
Fun fact: the scales on modern bird feet aren't actually modified feathers. They're not the scales that they're like. It's not something it's not scales they inherited from the dinosaur, like non-avian dinosaurs' ancestors. It's modified scales because originally the feathered dinosaurs, the theropods that evolved into birds, had basically 4 wings.
Yes, yeah. They did start out with 4 wings, yeah, instead of 2.
Okay. Now Dan had a bit of geology. Now I want to know their what they think, why they think birds and dinosaurs are so different. Let's do a bit of biology. Birds are warm-blooded like mammals, but like reptiles, dinosaurs were probably cold-blooded. No, they weren't. They were probably
that's not true. They were
they were probably mesotherm.
Yeah.
They
are partial.
Yeah, cold-blooded and warm-blooded aren't the actual words. It's called endotherm. Warm-blooded is called endotherm because you produce your own heat, and being cold-blooded is called exotherm. Dinosaurs were likely mesotherm, which is basically being cold-blooded in quotation marks, but within a certain range that you can control. It's kind of the mixture.
Yeah,
and we can
it
tell
varies
that
from
their
dinosaurs. Yeah, wasn't it the case that dinosaurs had more control over their own temperature than other dinosaurs?
Also, and we can tell that from the growth rings in their bones. Birds are supposed to have evolved from theropod dinosaurs. T-Rex was one of the theropods. The theropods had
was
completely
Microraptor.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Yeah, theropod. No, actually, I shouldn't say early theropods. There is some contention because of the recent study that came up. But theropods like T-Rex had what is had saurischians, which means lizard head, hipped, and technically so are like the birds are technically lizard hipped, even though they have bird hips. And there's another class of dinosaurs, another group of dinosaurs which are called bird hipped. The thing is, the hip structure changed, and like when you get up to like things like Microraptor or Velociraptor, basically any dromaeosaur, like all the dinosaurs that are most closely related to birds, the hip structure has changed into a bird hip. Like that is that's two lies out of two possible things. What a surprise! Yeah.
Do you know what I really love about the science of dinosaurs now? Having a small child and putting TV, on YouTube about dinosaurs now. There's some really good scientific animations out there. Is how much has been discovered since I was that age and since I was interested.
Yeah.
In dinosaurs. There's really been an explosion in knowledge.
Yeah.
I can remember when I was a child, there was this dinosaur program for Windows 95. Obviously, being in South Africa, internet was only a thing when I was, I think, 13 years old. So before that, no fucking internet. So all the dinosaurs on this program, no feathers whatsoever, and everything was obviously scientific literature. And
I think you're talking about you're probably talking about Walking with Dinosaurs.
No, it's not that.
Oh, yeah, that would have, because that's around that time.
Yeah, it is. I think it was in 1995, 98. I think it was brought out in 1995. The actual program. I think I still have a copy somewhere. But I think if I put that thing now in a PC that can able to read that, I'll die of nostalgia. Used to spend hours and fucking hours on that.
The lungs of birds are radically different from those of mammals and reptiles, and presumably dinosaurs. No, they weren't. We have impressions of, like, the thing about, like, yeah, bird lungs are radically different in some ways. They are really, really efficient. And birds have this neat thing where they have, like, air sacs in their bones, and they have it so the air is always flowing the same way, which means you can optimize the intake of oxygen by having the blood flow in the opposite direction. It's the same principles that you find in the gills of fish, but we know that dinosaurs they breathe the same way as birds. We know that because we can see the impressions of the air sacs in their bones, and we have partially fossilized dinosaur hearts and lungs.
So these are the same assholes who were earlier telling us how we shouldn't make assumptions about anything, and science isn't about assumptions. And then they go ahead and they're like making an assumption about how dinosaur lungs were.
Yep.
And they actually admit it's like, presumably dinosaur lungs were different too.
Oh god,
This last sentence is brilliant. Can I read it? I love this sentence.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Okay. Dinosaurs have scale-like structures on their skin called scuts.
Yeah.
But birds have feathers, which are very complex and grow out of the skin. Some people claim to have found dinosaurs with feathers, but the evidence for this is very weak. And here's the best part. Okay. Even if we were to find feathers on dinosaurs, it would only show that God used a similar design for more than one animal. We know for sure that we will never find a scale or a scute turning into a feather.
Yeah, scutes. Remember how I mentioned that the scales on a bird's feet are actually modified feathers? Yeah, that's what scutes are.
No.
Yeah.
That those are called.
So
We'll never find the missing link because it's Ken Ham.
I love that last bit of even if we do find evidence, God did it. Like even if you can show it to me, God did it.
Also, we know going from a scale to a feather isn't that hard. It's all it is well, okay. Yes, feathers are really, really complex, but what it is the reactivation of certain Hox genes, homeobox genes, in certain parts of a scale. That's all feathers are. Like it's the reactivation in certain patterns that lead to it. Like we know the genetic basis, or how we know much of the genetic basis of how a scale would turn into a feather. This isn't like we've known this for years now, and the idea that we haven't found dinosaurs with feathers is complete fucking bollocks, because at this point we have not only found them, we have been able to using various techniques been able to identify the fucking colors of the feathers.
But I just love how everything was sort of cool and blah blah blah, and next moment, you know what? But like you see God, use similar design, because I just imagine God saying that it's like a big, like magnifying glass with tweezers, like having a toolbox full of like little things, and just going bloop 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 attach. Like a little model you build, like aircraft model, sitting there creating a little dinosaur, and boop, there it goes on Earth, and I don't know, that sort of so it's funny for me.
That sentence is one of the most frustrating sentences that I ever hear from creationists. Is just God did it, and to say it so blatantly.
Yeah.
No, God did it, and you just have to deal with it. It's not a real answer, but God did it.
Speaking of God doing it, dinosaurs, reptiles that are very different from birds, did not change into birds. God specially created birds on day 5 and dinosaurs on day 6. And remember, according to the Bible, bats are birds.
Yep. Bats were created along with birds. Just remember that on day 5.
Yeah.
Now
okay. Who else thinks bats
so
are cute?
1/4 of all of modern mammal species, which to them would just be mammals, were created alongside birds. 1/4 of all mammals are birds.
Yep.
Because yes, in fact, 1/4 of all mammal species are bats. It's an extremely successful group, and most people don't realize just how successful it is.
There you go.
I never realized that, to be fair.
It makes sense.
That is astonishing.
Oh, look. Oh, look at the Ceratopsian.
So is that is that a quarter of all mammals or a quarter of all mammal species?
Of all species.
That's a lot of species.
Yes. But I mean, like, just in Denmark, there are like 15 different species of bat.
How many different species of mammal, though? Is surely like...
Well, you just like take 15 and multiply it by 4.
That seems hard to believe, because that's
They have like
is
animal mascots.
Apparently. Hello, mate. Can anyone do a good Australian accent? I want to hear that in an Australian accent.
Oh no.
What up, mate?
What up, mate? My name's Bruce. I can't do accents. Also, he's 9 years old and living in the Middle Ages, but he's dressed like he's a knight who like 9-year-olds in the Middle Ages didn't dress like that, Ken.
That's okay. You weren't there to see that history.
I think they owned. I think they owned a sword and were doing training at that age, but maybe they didn't wear full armor and go to battle. But yeah.
Rex.
And someone does know how to write binomial names. That should be that's at least they're bothered to actually put it in, so it's not in like the rest of the text is in italics and the name isn't, because that's what they do. But the R shouldn't be capitalized.
He's a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah. If you did if you submit like not even peer-reviewed papers here. If we're just talking if I turned in an assignment at university and made that mistake, I would get a complaint back saying I have to change it before they will accept it.
Okay. Can I read this? I want to read this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read it. Okay. Hi, my name is Rex, and I'm a dreaded Tyrannosaurus Rex. But don't worry, I'm actually friendly to kids, and I don't eat them.
Yeah.
Did you know that T-Rexes like me were not always so scary? Back in the Garden of Eden, all dinosaurs were friendly. Then after Adam and Eve disobeyed God, some of my relatives started eating meat, like I do.
And then they fuck up, and then they actually do it correctly. And have the R being uncapitalized.
Oh my goodness. Whole dinosaurs and people together is just, the whole R thing is just stupid.
And then they do it again.
Oh my goodness. When God made dinosaurs like me on day 6 of creation week, we ate fruits and veggies and other plants, not meat. But we still had really sharp teeth and claws for some odd reason.
Yeah, because we all know that giant that are basically like pecs, just specifically evolved to crush bones and cut meat. Great for eating potatoes.
Oh yeah. Imagine a fucking shark trying to eat vegetables. God, what a fucking mess that would be.
I love roller coaster. Wait, what? You mean my big legs and feet hold me tight in the seat, and I can raise my little arms up. You're supposed to hold on to the thing. You're not supposed to just have your arms flailing around. Also, how the fuck does this giant ass thing that's this big and weighs this much fit into fucking roller coasters? Does the Bible mention dinosaurs? No, it doesn't. Well, it mentioned birds, so technically, yeah. Doesn't he look friendly? He looks exactly like he's gonna eat plants.
He obviously only wants a plant. Look at him.
Anyways, I think we're coming to an end here.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Yeah. So yeah, that's us, and that's Answers in Genesis. A very stupid site. Let's just put it like that. I don't think we had fun. So that's it for me. Microblogganism.
Are we all saying bye?
I guess that's.
That's not the customary way, but we'll do it. Now that apparently we have customs.
Well, we have established that evolution is a religion, so we have to have customs in that religion. It's dogma now.
Oh.
One custom is having the microphone turned on when you try to speak.
Good idea.
I haven't been recently.
I think we should make that a new custom.
Yeah, so I wonder why you're all ignoring me.
We're just tired of your shit, ChocolateHat. We're just tired of it.
Nothing to do with the microphone being cancelled. But at least you didn't do what I did just before the show and turn the camera on instead of the microphone off.
It's brilliant. That was fucking brilliant. So, Director Blast asked about Drawful. Are we gonna do Drawful or we do Batshit Tired?
I'm too batshit tired, to be honest. But
that's up to the rest of you, really.
I actually got to be out places, so probably not today.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe we could. How about next time we do a show, we could intend to do Drawful afterwards, because it is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
if we plan for it, then I can make sure not to have any plans afterwards.
We can.
I'd rather.
Yeah, we can we can maybe find a topic that won't take all 2 hours, and then maybe end a little earlier.
Because nice thing about Drawful is we can involve the audience as well. Have audience, or we can even get a few of them on the draw as well. I think it's really easy and fun.
I think we should try and aim for doing Drawful next time.
Yeah. So maybe a shorter show.
Yeah, maybe do. Yeah, shorter show and then a bit of Drawful at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Anyways, that's fine for me and from the rest of the guys, because my plan of saying goodbye individually failed. So
yes. Bye.
Bye.
That's me and Chocolate. Goodbye.